Welcome back to part, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 of the DVD collection. We are going to finish off this entire shelf, which means finishing up all the D's, going through all the E's, all the F's, and getting through a good portion of the G's. Well, there we go. We have Dr. Dolittle 3, Dr. Dolittle $1 Million Mutts, and Dr. Dolittle Tale to the Chief. I do own the first two, as I said previously, and I do like the first two. These are horrible. Do not watch those. Those are just garbage. Dream a Little Dream. I have not watched that yet. Drive Me Crazy. Pretty decent rom-com. Driven. I have not watched that yet. Drop Zone. Also have not watched that yet. Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat. It's pretty cheesy and over the top, but it's fine. Dudley Do-Right. Haven't checked that one out yet. Dumb and Dumber When Harry Met Lloyd. This is the prequel they did back in 2003. This is actually really, really good. I highly recommend that one. This is Dune. This is not the movie. This is the mini-series that they did. I have not watched that yet. And a couple more I haven't watched yet. We have Duplex, Duplicity, Dying Breed, and Eagle Eye. So there you go, a few titles I have not watched yet. Easter Parade, just checked this out this past Easter. This is a really good, well, not really good. I liked it, but I wouldn't think it's anything grand. Ed, heard terrible things, but I have not seen that yet. Eddie Murphy Raw, great stand-up movie. Ed TV, I have not seen that yet. Ed Wood, this is one of my all-time favorite movies. I would probably have to say my favorite Tim Burton movie. If you have not seen this, definitely get your hands on it because it is fantastic. You move over. Eight-Legged Freaks, haven't checked that out yet. Electric Boogaloo, The Wild Untold Story of Cannon Films. This is a fantastic documentary all about the Cannon Films motion picture studio. They made a whole bunch of cheeseball movies like Masters of the Universe, Cobra, a lot of the Death Wish sequels. A lot of Chuck Norris movies, actually. They did Cyborg, they did Superman 4, so on and so forth. This is a fantastic documentary. You all must own that. Empire, that's a good movie. Employee of the Month, it's pretty decent. Encino Man, that's a classic. Endgame, there are actually a few movies called Endgame. This is the Cuba Gooding Jr. one. I have not watched that one yet. Enemy of the State, the extended cut, great movie. This is a movie that plays on TV all the time. Enough, I have not watched that yet. And then we have Epic Movie, the theatrical cut, and Epic Movie, the unrated cut. Terrible movie, just two different weird ways to watch it. Equilibrium, haven't checked that out yet. And a triple feature set here of Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Scared Stupid, and Ernest Goes to Jail. I vaguely remember Ernest Goes to Camp, and I remember thinking it was pretty good, but I have not seen the other two yet. Escape to Witch Mountain and Return to Witch Mountain, two fantastic Disney movies. Euro Trip, the theatrical cut. This is the sort of sequel to Road Trip. I haven't watched that yet. Evan Almighty, the sequel to Bruce Almighty. It's decent. Then a Full Moon triple feature here. Evil Puppets, Demonic Dolls Attack. This comes with Puppet Master X, Axis Rising, Blood Dolls, and Depraved Decadent Evil 2. 3 movies I have not watched yet. Excessive Force. This is a really, really fun 90s action movie. From what I read, they wanted... this is New Line Cinema, so they wanted Thomas Ian Griffith to be their version of Steven Seagal, because Warner Brothers already had Steven Seagal. And they kind of shot themselves in the foot, no pun intended, because they didn't give this movie a very wide release, and it ended up bombing. It's such a shame, because I would have loved to have seen 70 more movies with Thomas Ian Griffith in it. There are a lot of them out there, but not very widely accessible. And for those who don't know who Thomas Ian Griffith is, if you've seen The Karate Kid Part 3, he's the one that the main bad guy teams up with. Extras, the complete series. Haven't checked any of that out yet. Now, this is great. This is the Extra Weird sampler from Something Weird Video. This has a whole bunch of movie trailers on it. So if you're like... as a matter of fact, I have another trailer DVD coming up in a few minutes. If you're having a Halloween party, this would be something cool to put on in the background. I haven't watched any of this yet, but we have trailers for such classic movies like the adult version of Jekyll and Hyde, Atomic War Bride, Basket Case, Blood Feast, Blood Freak, Blood Thirst, Blood Suckers, The Child, Color Me Blood Red, Confessions of a Psycho Cat, Country Cousins, The Curious Dr. Hump, Dracula the Dirty Old Man, which I've heard is a really weird movie. Just a whole bunch of weird stuff, so definitely going to get around to checking that one out soon. Extreme Justice, I haven't watched that yet. Extreme Movie, the unrated cut, I also haven't watched this yet. I actually do need to get the rated version, because there's apparently like outtakes and stuff that were taken out of the unrated version of this that are in the rated version, so in due time. Extreme Ops, I also have not watched that yet. And another one I'm actually ashamed to say I haven't watched yet, Eyes Wide Shut. We have Fahrenheit 9/11, good documentary, and his follow-up that he did a couple years ago, Fahrenheit 11/9, was pretty good too. Failure to Launch, it's an okay movie. Family Business, haven't watched that yet. Family Favorites, this is a 10-movie set from Universal. This comes with Cloak and Dagger, The Wizard, Cop and a Half, King Ralph, Matinee, Sergeant Bilko, Ghost Dad, Ed, A Simple Wish, and The Borrowers. The only 2 of these that I've seen so far are Cop and a Half and Ghost Dad. Ghost Dad is really weird, but it's a lot of goofy fun. Cop and a Half I really do enjoy, and I do actually need to get the sequel to that, because the sequel they did a couple of years ago wasn't too bad either. Family Guy Presents Blue Harvest, that's pretty decent. I do have the other 2, but they're on Blu-ray. And then Family Guy Presents Stewie Griffin, The Untold Story. Family Guy Presents Stewie Kills Lois and Lois Kills Stewie. And then Family Guy Volume 7. I do really enjoy Family Guy, but you have to be in the right kind of mood to watch it. This is a weird rip-off set here. Fantasy Adventure 4-film collector set from Hallmark Entertainment. I wouldn't be surprised if these were from the Asylum. This comes with The Curse of King Tut's Tomb, Merlin's Apprentice, The Poseidon Adventure, and Blackbeard. I'm assuming these are all very original movies. One thing that really threw me off is they're really, really long. They're either 2 hours and 50 minutes or well over 3 hours apiece, so we shall see. I have not watched any of those yet. There we go. Farce of the Penguins, actually a pretty funny movie. Fat Albert, that's, of course, a fun one. Ages like fine wine. Father's Day, that's pretty good. Fear.com, I haven't watched this yet. I keep hearing really, really mixed things. Femme Fatale, I also have not watched that yet. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, that's just a classic. Fever Pitch, have not watched that yet. I can get it in there. There we go. Alrighty. Final Girl, I haven't watched that one yet either. Finding Nemo, classic. 50-50, this is a movie from Canon Pictures. I haven't checked that one out yet either. Final Destination, really, really good. Final Destination 2, pretty decent. Final Destination 3, horrible. I do own the fourth one, but it's called The Final Destination, so it's under T, and I don't own the fifth one yet. Fire Down Below, that's a fun Steven Seagal movie. Firepower, haven't checked that out yet. Double feature set here of Firewall and 16 Blocks. 16 Blocks is pretty good. I haven't watched Firewall yet. Five Aces, also have not watched that yet. And Flags of Our Fathers, yep, have not watched that one yet. Flight of Fury, pretty decent, okay, cheesy Steven Seagal movie. Flight Plan, really fun. Well, fun. It's a good thriller. Following, I have not watched that yet. Food Fight, you know, of course, that's just a classic. Fools Rush In, good romantic comedy. Forest Warrior, a really, really bizarre Chuck Norris movie. It's one that I can't even really recommend. It's kind of stupid. For Love of the Game, haven't checked that out yet. For Love or Money, also have not checked that out yet. Four Christmases, that's a good one. Frankenfish, why wouldn't I want to have a movie called Frankenfish? Haven't seen it yet, though. Freddy Got Fingered, for years I was scared to watch this movie because I had heard of how atrocious it was. I ended up watching it very, very recently, and to my surprise, I thought it was somewhat decent. I don't know. It just clicked. Freeway, haven't watched that yet. Frogs, also haven't checked that one out yet. Then we have the classic From Dusk Till Dawn. Excellent movie, excellent vampire movie. This does come with Full Tilt Boogie, the documentary of the movie, which I haven't watched. For those that don't have this release, I do want to say that Disc 1, they don't label it. Disc 1 of the release is Full Tilt Boogie, and Disc 2 is the actual movie, so be warned on that one. And then we have From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money, pretty decent. And From Dusk Till Dawn 3, The Hangman's Daughter, also pretty good. From Justin to Kelly, that's a masterpiece of something. It's really, really bad, but in a fun way. Then we have F, a documentary all about the F word. This is a really, really entertaining movie. It's got some cool special features too. I don't know, I liked it a lot. Full Contact, haven't watched that one yet. Full House, the complete first season. I hate this show so much, but it's one that I grew up on, so I can sort of tolerate it. I will say, though, Fuller House is really, really bad. I do not like that at all. I really didn't like it. Here's the other trailer DVD I was talking about. The Full Moon 45 title trailer reel has all these trailers on it. Absolutely fantastic disc. Fun with Dick and Jane. This is the remake. This is one that I really do like. Game of Death, the Wesley Snipes one. I haven't watched that one yet. A lot of them I haven't watched yet here. The Gamera Legacy Collection from Mill Creek. This just comes with pretty much all the Gamera movies. Not much more to say about that. Garage Days. Haven't checked that one out yet either. And then we have Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. And Garfield the movie. Obviously cinematic classics. Garlic and Gunpowder. This is a title that I bought from Dollar Tree. I have no idea what this movie is. But it looks like it could be okay. It's got Vivica A. Fox and Michael Madsen in it, but they pretty much say yes to anything recently, so whatevs. Then we have Gen X Cops and Gen Y Cops, 2 movies I have not yet watched. Get Carter, the remake, that's pretty good. Get Over It, that's also pretty decent. This I haven't watched yet. This is Get Smart's Bruce and Lloyd Out of Control. This is the side movie that they released when Get Smart was playing in theaters. I've been told it's not that great, but still I wanted to get it to check it out. Then we have the Ghostbusters 1 and 2 set. Classics. I don't need to talk about those. Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. Haven't watched that yet. Gigli. It's not one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but it's also not very good. G.I. Jane, haven't watched that yet. Glory Road, also have not watched that yet. Going Overboard, this is Adam Sandler's very first movie. It's really bad. I would not recommend watching it at all. It is incredibly unfunny. Gone in 60 Seconds, really, really good Nick Cage movie. Good Burger, I know it's a classic, but I have not watched that yet. Good Guys Wear Black, that's an okay Chuck Norris movie. Good Girl, Bad Girl, have not watched that yet. This is another Mill Creek horror set, Gore House Greats collection. Comes with 12 movies. Blood of Dracula's Castle, Blood Mania, Brain Twisters, The Devil's Hand, The Madman of Mandoras, Nightmare, In Wax, Primeval, Satan's Slave, Stanley, Terrified, Terror, and Trip with the Teacher. We'll see if those are any good. Gossip, I have not watched this yet, but it's got a great cast. Yeah. Not much more to say about it than that. This is pretty cool. This is Gotham City Serials. This is a great set that Mill Creek put out. These are the original 2 1940s serials of Batman and Robin. Really, really cool. Grandma's Boy, really, really funny. I liked that one a lot. Greg the Bunny, the complete series. Haven't watched any of that yet. And then we'll finish up here with Grey's Anatomy, the complete first season. Have not watched that show yet, and I don't know if it's any good or not. So that's it. We finished off this whole shelf. Stay tuned for part 5.